Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Garbage Time Sports. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs, and with me is my man, BT.
What's up, y'all?
Okay, so let's dive in. BT's going to take the reins, and we're going to... actually, no, I'm sorry. We're not going to talk Bulls first. That was my fault. We're going to talk Razorbacks first.
Razorbacks?
So, yeah. Men's basketball.
Talk me off the ledge, brother, because all week long, I've been sharing stories left and right about transfers away from the U of A.
Right.
The only thing that I've shared last week was about our incoming recruits, which is great.
Right.
But why is everybody jumping ship? Is this... There's not enough room? What's going on?
Okay, essentially, yes. Essentially, yes. That's what you're looking at. So, like, something that drew a lot of attention for reasons unknown to me, and that's not even trying to say anything bad about the young man, but Connor Vanover's announcement to enter the transfer portal. That, like, ruffled some feathers for Razorback fans, and not, like, in a sense they were mad at Connor, but they were, like, kind of a sense of panic, like, oh, we're losing all of our size. I'm like, Connor played 2 games this whole season. He's a 7-footer who has a pretty jump shot. He needs to develop more. He needs to work out more. But entering the transfer portal, I think, is the best thing he can do because it gives him a chance to play out the rest of his eligibility. Maybe if he takes it serious and really bulks up,
he can actually get some playing time.
And maybe even move on to the next level, whether it be NBA.
Well, yeah, they're always looking for a 7-footer. So if you can mature, then
exactly.
Remember back when they used to bring them out of high school just because they were over 7 foot tall?
Exactly. But you know, the NBA's changed now too.
And I'm not going to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I played NBA 2K. You know how hard it is to get a center that's 7 foot tall? Modern NBA.
Everyone's. It seems like across the board, everyone in the NBA is like 6'10".
Yeah,
just everyone is 6'10", except for the guys who are 7 foot.
Yeah, we have point guards that are like 6'8", 6'9".
Well, Giannis is and even Ben Simmons is 6'10".
Yeah, technically, Ben Simmons is a point guard.
Yeah, I mean he's not a good one,
but
but yeah, he is almost 7 foot. But okay, same thing. Zach LaVine's 6'8". You know, and he's short, you know, in quotations.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's the fact that we've gone this perimeter-oriented game to where we now need these big guys to be able to, you know, space it out and have room to hit from the outside.
You know who started this?
And I don't...
Wardell. Steph Curry.
Curry and his spacing, no doubt he's changed the game.
He has, man.
Because they went from being risky shots to being shots that you just bank.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is like he's at the logo and he's still doing a dribble step back and draining them. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, did you see him in that All-Star game?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know he wasn't being covered, but just to make those shots like it was nothing.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you see the and I think this happened last year, but it's circulating around like Reels and TikTok and stuff now of Trae Young versus Luka. Trae had told Luka, you know, I'll give you space, shoot it from half court. Mm-hmm. Luka drains it from half court.
Yeah, they practice those shots. That's the thing.
That's
nowadays
crazy.
They practice that.
You remember, like back when we were playing ball, it was like if you shoot it from half court, coach came out and was mad.
Because
I'm talking,
you're
he was
messing
straight.
Around.
Yeah, that's not a game time shot. You better not be shooting it. I mean, just
don't be practicing those bad shots that you're never going to be able to take.
Yeah. And in the modern day NBA, he shot from the opposite 3-point line. Oh, he sinks it. All right.
You're right.
He's already
it's
on
ironic.
defense.
As a kid, I idolized Reggie Miller for this exact reason. That he was able to create spacing and drain a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
And I've never been the biggest guy, so I could never take it to the paint without getting just absolutely housed by all of the giant guys.
Right.
So I learned as a kid to shoot from the perimeter.
Yep.
And then you're right. Going through youth basketball, you're told no, you can't.
You got to get up as close to the basket as you can.
So it was.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
I was taught all of those fundamentals and stuff too, and eventually, you know, I got out of the game because you're just not big enough to play.
Right. Yeah.
But now they've modified this perimeter game, and I love it. I love watching these guys drain these threes.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that the big man has gone away because I still feel like that with a good big man you can utilize in the middle. You can dominate.
You still have some dominating.
Like,
big
look how
men.
Vooch plays on the games where he plays in the middle, and he's not hanging out in the perimeter.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
if he's in the paint, he's dominant. But even Joel Embiid, he's shooting 3-pointers. You know, I mean, I understand that the game has changed, but I do kind of miss the days of Shaq. Yeah. You know, whenever they tossed the ball into the big man, and it was just like, well,
a battle of the trees.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm either about to get put on a poster or I'm gonna make Shaq look bad.
Yeah, I mean the days of Patrick Ewing and David Robinson going back and forth over who's the best center in the league.
Yeah,
we don't have that.
It's over with now.
Because now it's like, okay, fine, you're stronger than me and you can dunk on me. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna make all my threes. Yeah. Can you make yours?
Let's say because I mean, Vooch is a 3-point shooter.
My free throw shooting percentage is above 80%. What is yours?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, but you're the center. He's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I mean, really, Kristaps was one of the pioneers of big men who were giant snipers, as I call them.
My wife still says Porzingis sounds like something that you don't want to get.
Yeah, I don't want to get a case of Porzingis.
You don't want Porzingis.
Yeah, if you were like, where'd you get it? It's in my Kristaps.
Don't worry about it.
I got Porzingis down in my Kristaps, and it's no good. Just believe me.
So why do we talk about all of this? It's because we lost one of our big men in Arkansas.
Yeah, right.
So again, talk me off this ledge.
Okay.
What are we going to do? What do we got coming in there?
Okay. So check this out. Hold on a second now. I'm going to do a breakdown of this.
All right.
So Connor Vanover is one of these players that I'm talking about, a big man who has a three-point shot. So I think that he can be utilized elsewhere. He is not fitting the Eric Musselman style of smash mouth basketball. This is hard nosed, in your face. I'm going to run your legs off basketball. This is 40 minutes of hell. That's what this is. And shout out Nolan, because you pioneered it, and Muss is taking the ball and running with it.
Is Muss starting to incorporate full court press now?
I don't know that we're actually looking at the true 40, but I'm talking about the attitude,
the aggression,
the aggression, the conditioning. Is preparing for that. Now, I would actually like to see Muss, because I think that Muss is the type of coach that he could work out a full court press like that. Neither here nor there. So we'll get back on subject here. So you had what was his name? Moore, the Moore kid. He transferred out. I don't have any idea what, because he wasn't really a player.
Yeah,
it's no
these
disrespect.
Are guys that were role players.
Yeah, they were role players, which most of the time was.
Yeah, we lost some that weren't though.
Yeah, well, we lost. Okay, so let's talk about just who all we've lost. Okay, we lost Chris Likes, we lost Stanamude, and we lost Trey Wade to eligibility. Okay, they were graduate transfers. They played their game. I would venture to see them playing professionally at some point, maybe not in the league, but in a league, whether it be G League, European.
Yeah, they're declaring themselves, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've eligibility is worn out. But
yeah, their eligibility is done. So at this point, what harm is there in declaring? Declare for the draft, see if you get picked up. If you do, great. If you don't, live your life. Yeah. But so we've lost JD Note to the draft. Good luck, JD. You made us proud. I'm happy for you. I hope this works out the way you think it will. I'm not trying to be a pessimist because I'm a big JD Note fan.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's ready. I think he needed another year. I think if he would have had another year where he actually improved on what he did this year, then he would be first round. I think he could have been a very high pick in the first round. Jalen Williams has declared, but has not secured an agent.
Yes.
So therefore, he maintains eligibility. And
he can change his mind.
And he has already said if he does not go in the first round, he's not going. So I think that's probably a smart decision. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Jalen Williams is going in the first round. Just Arkansas fans, be ready. Jalen Williams is not coming back. He is going in the first round. I don't think he's going high in the first round, but I do think he's going to be a first round.
Which that just means he's going to a better team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm actually hoping to see.
I am one that would. I always lean back, come back for another year, and get a little more seasoned. But I want you to make your money while you make your money.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wasn't mad at Isaiah Joe when he left, because he left after the 2020 season when everything shut down before they could make it to the tournament.
I'm just worried that Note's making a Moody move here, where he's going to get picked up and he's got a chance to land on a really good team.
Yep.
The problem is Moody is on a team with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
Yeah,
and he's a guard.
Yeah, well, but Moody has got some minutes, and he has done some scoring, and he has looked good when he's on the floor.
He's contributed, but
he's not ever going to be a big-time player until somebody like that moves off.
I don't want JD Note to do that same thing.
I would actually like to see JD Note go to a team like maybe...
See, I don't. I want to see him go to a crap team where he is their guy.
No, see, that's what I'm agreeing with. I would like to see him go to I hate being that guy, but Orlando's trash. Okay,
yeah, I want a lottery pick for him. That's what I want.
I want to see him go to Orlando to where he can be a star, and then he can go wherever he wants and be a star. I want the same for Jalen Williams. I don't want to see them go to the Lakers or to the Warriors or to the Nets. I don't want to see. Well, I'd like to see them both go to the Bulls, but that wouldn't help them.
Yeah, I guess I can say it's like when Ronnie Brewer went to the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
It was very exciting. We loved Ronnie here at Arkansas.
Same thing with Bobby.
He was a star, but we also knew that that's a tough spot for him to land on. Yeah. And with the talent around him, he got good playing time, but you're on a team that had Derrick Rose, and you were always going to be the other guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I think there's the potential for these two people. Moody, I had all
Yeah.
the faith in, but now I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's playing well. I'm not saying he's not playing
I
poorly.
think that once again, I think Moody has a long career. I don't know that he has a glamorous career, but I think he has a long career. Which
But
give me
I
that.
thought we said JD is got the potential to be a team's guy.
I think that JD Notae could be a franchise player.
Yeah, he could be.
I don't think that'll happen right off the bat. I think he's going to have to go through a little bit of growing pains like Zach LaVine did. You know what I mean? Like, because Zach LaVine went to the Timberwolves and just like he was their guy, but like he was not. He wasn't notable.
When he went to Chicago, he was part of a trade.
Yeah.
He was not the trade. He was
Yeah.
part of a trade.
Right.
Chicago got him as an accessory element in part of a trade.
Yep.
And he developed into what he currently is.
Exactly,
Right
and I think that's a similar
now.
road
And
you're
that's
going to
what's
see JD
remarkable
Notae.
about it, and that's why I want to see him get paid during his offseason.
Sure.
I just hate the fact that he's had such a poor season due to his hamstring injuries.
Yeah, and man, the Bulls are
And
going
it's
to
not
have
a poor
to-
season by the way he's played. It's just his health.
Yeah, his health
struggled.
has been bad. He's had to miss. He's had to do all that. And
You can see
know,
him limping out there.
Yeah, it's no good, man. Like the Bulls, they're not going to make it far in the playoffs because nobody's healthy. Nobody, like they might have everyone besides Zoe back, but nobody's healthy.
Yeah, and they finally opened up and said that he's not coming back.
But we called that weeks ago. We've known for a month or more that Lonzo
Whenever
wasn't
they
coming
made
back.
the statement that his knee wasn't progressing in the way that they had
Yeah,
expected it,
exactly.
we
So
knew they were going to shut
that-
him down because
yeah.
you have him for another 3 years.
Exactly. Shut him down, get him healthy because next year
You're
Lonzo
a
Ball
contender.
can come out and go off and be everything you need him to be.
Yeah.
So
We kind of jumped there.
We
My
did.
bad.
We
That's
went-
my fault because I did want you to wrap up and finish with the Razorbacks.
Right.
Because we also have to address the fact that who is number one?
that's right. So let's just go into this. Okay, so we've lost those dudes. We've lost JD Notae. We've lost Audice Tony to the draft as well. I don't see Audice Tony going. He'll go. I think he'll get picked up. I think
Second
he's.
round?
Yeah, I
Or
think he's
later?
going to. Yeah, or later. I think he's going to spend a lot of time in the G League and like the European League. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have to do that. And I could honestly.
So, did they declare because they think that their talent is good enough for them to be in the NBA and it's the right decision for them to make? Or did they declare because of this incoming freshman class, their playing time would be limited and their stock is never going to be higher than it is off of a Final Four run? Or
Okay,
Elite Eight run.
Elite Eight run, right? Okay, so I think the latter is the case for Audice Tony. I think that, and honestly, I think it's the case for JD Notae. I think Jalen Williams believes, hey, I'm right for the picking. I can do whatever I want to
do
do.
too. I do too.
And it's only because he's like, well, if I don't get picked up when I want to go, then I'm going to go back and play in college again.
I'm a huge fan of Note. I think he was remarkable and a star this year.
Yeah.
But there's something about Jalen that I look at him, I'm like, that guy right there. He's
Jalen
playing in the league.
Yeah,
He's
Jalen
playing in the league
Williams
for a while.
Like to coin some baseball phrases here, Jalen Williams is a dude, okay, and he has the stuff.
Yeah.
He's got it. I look at Jalen Williams, I'm like NBA.
Yeah.
The way he plays, his aggression, he's able to handle the ball, his overwhelming size. I understand he's only 6'10", but he's a giant 6'10". That dude is a monster.
Yeah, and he's competitive. He's aggressive. I like the aggressiveness.
And I love his attitude. Like even off the court, his attitude. Have you seen his TikTok or his Instagram and stuff?
not.
It's fantastic. I love keeping up with his Instagram because him and Devo are hilarious.
I was made aware of his decision, so that's why I started following his Instagram. But no, I have not been up to date on it.
Oh, you should check it out. It's because honestly, it's a 20-year-old kid acting like a 20-year-old kid.
I love it.
Yeah, he's not so far gone yet. Like he's still just
Enjoying college.
yeah, man. And him and Devo do a lot of videos, and it's really funny. They did one, and someone did a duet to it on TikTok, and then they cut them off. They're like, those guys are weird, but if you think they're going to beat Gonzaga tonight, you're crazy. This is why. Blah 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 blah. And then we beat Gonzaga that night, so I thought that was fantastic. Anyway, neither here nor there. So we're losing a lot of star power there. So let's talk about this upcoming class. Okay, we got 7 freshmen coming in.
Seven.
Count
that. Seven
Seven
on a basketball team.
Yes.
And this isn't like not
freshmen.
NFL. This isn't like a football team where you have 75 players.
No,
this is a basketball
there are
team.
13 scholarships to give out.
Yeah.
So here's what we got. We've got 7 freshmen, all of which in ESPN's top 100.
Yep.
3 of which 5-star McDonald's All-Americans. You know what I'm saying? These are serious ball players we got coming up. Anthony Black was one of our 5 stars. Jordan Walsh, one of our 5 stars. Nick Smith.
Walsh, arguably the best player in the country right now coming out of, high school.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also in that conversation is Nick Smith Jr. Nick Smith just is a pretty incredible ball player.
Yeah.
And when I say pretty incredible, I'm being pretty conservative. This kid's got the stuff too.
Conservative? Never.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Well. No. Anyway.
Another show, brother.
Yeah. So Nick Smith, Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, Joseph Pinion, Barry Dunning. I'm sorry to the rest of you. I don't remember your names just because there's 7 of you. On top of that, we have the Mitchell twins, Malik and Makai, I think is the names. Either way, they're 2 twin brothers from Rhode Island. They are transferring. We are picking up Brazil from Mizzou. He's transferring. We've got Jalen Graham from Arizona State transferring. Apparently, there was one more transfer. All I knew of was those 4, but I got told
Trayvon Brazil,
from Mizzou.
Makai Mitchell,
Mikael
Mitchell,
Mikael, not Malik. Excuse me.
Jalen Graham, a hard commit, Anthony Black.
Okay,
and signed letters of intent: Nick Smith, Jordan Walsh, Darian Ford, Barry Dunning, and Joseph Pinion from Morrilton.
Oh, okay. So we didn't get 7. We only got 5.
That's on there, so where we're currently at. That's the committed to Arkansas.
Okay, so you have 9 players right there out of your 13.
That in itself is a rotation that you could feasibly get by.
On top of that, returning, you have Kamani Johnson and Devo Davis.
And possibly Jalen.
Possibly Jalen. Okay, so you have, if Jalen Williams comes back, that right there, that's all 13. That is all 13 scholarships right there. So that is why you're seeing everyone transfer out. It's not because we're tired of this school. So if you're one of the fans that start going against Musselman or these kids because they're transferring out, shut up. Pay attention to what's going on, okay?
Read a book.
Learn a book, okay? So look, I'm going to go ahead and explain this. I'm looking right here. Okay. Eric Musselman is what we call a basketball genius, okay? Look. Trust his process. He has given you absolutely no reason not to trust him. So trust his process. His recruiting has done nothing but got better every year. Our records have done nothing but gotten better every year. Look, we've got back-to-back Elite 8 runs. We had a hard game against Duke where we did not play well. We wore out. Duke had a great shooting night, and we lost out in the Elite 8. That is in no way, shape, or form a failure. You made it to the top 8 teams in the country.
I know, it's something to build on.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what happened last year. That's what happened this year. I'm going ahead and I'm going to call my shot, okay? Because you know me, I'm forever a fan and I'm crazy about it. But I'm not the only one who feels this way.
No, you're not.
I'm calling my shot 2023 national champions. I know I said it for 2022, but I was realistic about things.
You're close.
And you can't tell me that they didn't look like a team that could do it. But 2023 national champs is the Arkansas Razorbacks because of this team coming in.
And you're not the only one with that opinion.
No, so with
so early.
Yeah, the way too early poll.
Way too early prestigious poll that goes out there.
Every year, way too early puts out the poll.
Immediately
Arkansas is number 1.
Yep.
And we are also picked in the way too early pick for the 2023 national champions.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at these kids coming in. I'm looking at these young men that are transferring in. I'm looking at this coach. I'm looking at Bud Walton, and I'm going, this place is going to be something to be marveled this next year.
I mean, we didn't have the predictions to be the national championship or champion after they won a national championship the next year. They weren't even favored to win.
Right. And
this is remarkable.
Yeah, this is something that I think Eric Musselman is when it comes down to talking about a dude who's got the stuff. I think Eric Musselman is the guy. Whenever we lost to Duke, all I could think was like, oh great, Here we go. We're going to have the same fans that are fans of other things we don't like. They're the ones like, lost and you lose. They fire the coach.
I can't stand fans like that.
Well, Arkansas fans are notorious for it. We're fire the coach. Fire the coach. I'm like, what? Why fire? Now, look, man, if we're talking.
See, I'm notoriously never should have hired that coach guy. But.
Yeah. Well, like Chad Morris. Yeah, never should have hired that guy. But we did. So, firing coaches, obviously, like whenever they got back-to-back 2-win seasons like Chad Morris did, obviously firing the coach is the answer. And look what happened. We got Big Daddy, okay? Sam Pittman, he's another dude, okay? I'm telling you, man, with the staff at Arkansas, the way things are moving, there is going to be a dramatic culture shift in Razorback Nation.
You ask how Sam Pittman fit into the state of Arkansas in that football program, like a glove.
Yeah, like a glove. He is the kid.
To quote Scottie Pippen on Dennis Rodman, The Last Dance documentary.
How'd he
like
fit?
A glove.
Like a glove. Like a glove. Scotty, clear your throat.
I'm better than Michael Jordan. Wait, what?
Yeah. What? Hold
on, man. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, wait a minute, Scotty. I was with you up until you said that. Anyway, so Arkansas's program, yes, you're seeing a lot of people transferring out, but you're seeing a lot of people transfer in. And look, say what you want about whatever you want. Eric Musselman has one job. It is to win. That is his job.
Yeah, that's a hot seat.
His job is to win. And if I were Eric Musselman, I'd do exactly what he's doing. I would win by whatever means necessary. And he's doing it, man. He's bringing it. His recruiting tactics must be the greatest because look at it. Look at our recruiting class. Look at the transfers. This is crazy. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm not upset in the least. Everyone's talking about these twin guys. Oh, they're a lot of baggage. Blah, blah, blah.
It's been a panic since the transfer started happening, and locally here anyway. Razorback fans, like you said, are quick to react and panic.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, and that's why I wanted you to come on here and talk me off this ledge, because I know you follow the recruiting.
Oh, yeah,
you
absolutely,
keep track of
bro.
these things, so you understand these recruits.
Yeah.
You've taken the time to watch some of these high school players play on TV.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean, the best example is I got to watch 3 at one time on the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah. Think about that. Arkansas has 3 guys that were in an All-American game, which is the best in this country.
The best high school players in the country.
And 3 of those guys are on the Arkansas Razorbacks team, and a starting lineup only has 5.
Yeah. Here's what I expect to see this next year as far as starting lineups go. Assuming Jalen Williams does not come back, I expect to see Devo Davis either as a starter or a 6th man. Okay, I would venture to say a starter because it's some experience on the floor. So I would say Devo, Nick Smith Jr., Jordan Walsh, Anthony Black, and then I would expect to see, not Anthony Black. I expect to see probably the Mitchell twins playing as in the power forward and center positions. Which I mean, in Arkansas we play positionless basketball. We really do.
At times, there's literally like 4 guards on the court.
Yeah, I mean we've had 5 guard sets before, and it's just positionless basketball, which. A
lot of the game does that now, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way the game works now, which me personally, I'm a little too old school. I kind of like...
You remember when Villanova did this back, I can't remember the year, but it was a year when they went up against Memphis and Derrick Rose was on the team.
Yeah.
And they had 4 guards in their starting lineup. And they just made a run in the tournament that was incredible because of those 4 guards.
Yeah.
People were like, this will never work long term, and here we are today.
Yeah, and here we are.
The game of basketball has changed.
Yeah, it's a shooting game
Spacing
now.
is what it is,
Yeah.
and it's learn, make your shots.
Yeah.
Make your shots and follow up with your rebounds.
I would say, in some aspects, I like it because it is more aggressive. Because
it's exciting.
It's a lot more exciting because most of the points are going to come off of from long range, or they're going to come off fast breaks.
Yeah.
And there's not going to, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you got guys who can drive in, bang in the paint, and put a ball in. As bad as I hate to say it, LeBron, he is great at making something out of nothing.
Yeah, they don't play, I guess the way we would call it, the way we grew up, NBA playoff basketball.
Yeah.
Where it's a half court, man to man, you run your sets, and the better team, better defender, better scorer is going to win that game.
That's right. Phil Jackson basketball.
Yeah,
that's what we were doing.
Not anymore. Now we have a faster paced game where you're firing up a lot of shots, and they used to be poor quality shots. Now they're high quality shots.
Yeah, because that's just the way it's changed. Everyone practices it more, so it becomes a higher percentage shot.
So having more guards on the court doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because anymore there's no like set offensive plays. In most cases, it's all based off of screen and roll.
And also, like we said, now we have 6'8", 6'9" point guards.
Exactly. So I mean, what's the point? Now it's just literally if you're running an offensive set, it's literally a screen and roll game. A screen
pick and roll. Or your
pick and roll, screen away, all these kind of things. You create backdoor cuts. I mean, you're literally playing. You're literally playing street hoops. That's what you're doing.
Ways,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, watching these guys play the modern style of basketball compared to watching what we grew up on, I wish they would follow up on their rebounds better because it does seem.
Oh, there is absolutely no need to rebound anymore. And that drives me nuts.
It's like the offensive rebound. If you get them, it's out of luck.
Yeah.
Or you have a big guy like a Giannis or a Embiid or Joker who can just do what they will do. But otherwise, they jack it up and it's like, oh, I missed it. Time to play defense.
Yeah, and I'm with you.
And then they don't play defense.
Yeah, and then they don't play defense. Exactly. That defense and rebounding, some of the fundamentals that I'm so like.
That you teach the kids that you coach?
Yeah. And they watch TV and they're like, why would we learn how to do that? Nobody else does that. And I'm like, because it's what you're supposed to do. So I wish aggression would still be there. That's why I still like college basketball.
Like the stat line. What was it that Dennis Rodman had once? It was like no points, 18 or 20-something rebounds.
He had 23 rebounds. Yeah. He had like 14 steals and 8 fouls somehow. Yeah. I was like, what happened to the 6 fouls?
No points because he wasn't focused on that whatsoever.
Yeah. I think he did. He had like 8 assists in that game. He had like 426 rebounds.
But that's the thing is now we don't see those guys with massive amounts of rebounds. We see guys with massive amounts of shots that they've shot.
Yeah,
jacked up during the course of the game.
Sometimes somebody who had a 60-point game, which is very impressive. If you look at their field goal percentage, if it's less than like 30%, you got 60 points. That's a lot of shots missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Especially, this past month, I believe we had a record amount of 50-point games, scoring games. Now, a number of those were remarkable scoring games. But my question is, how many of those are due to a lack of quality defense? Yeah,
well, I think a vast majority.
Because if that same person, would they have got their 60 if they were going up under, Patrick Ewing in the 90s Knicks? Would they be able to get their 60? Or would they have to work a little harder to get that 60?
Or maybe we're the direct opposite. Maybe they'd had 80 back then. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But I think that a lot of reasons you see, like, here's one that I'm not comfortable ever taking away from, okay? I think that Kobe earned all 81 points. Hands down.
Well, yeah, because the game was close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. He had 81 points.
And they needed them.
Needed every one of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that is something that I feel like is uncomparable. You know what I'm saying? To even, like, I'm a Luka fan. But, Luka puts up 60 in a game, and I'm like, maybe. He hit 10 3-pointers essentially. It's Luka. Come on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Either way,
I think it's we're back to like a discussion we had last week about asterisks and where you put them. But the way the game has changed, where the rules have changed, I don't like how soft it's gotten. I am one of those people that say that this is ridiculous because I watched the Chicago Bulls play. Gosh, it wasn't the Bucks the last game. This was the game before that. And they were calling so many fouls after they waited to see if the basket
shot went in or
not.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this?
Yeah. What are we doing?
What is this?
Yeah.
And then I love him to death. He's my guy. DeMar and that flopping. Every time he misses a shot, he's going to the ground to try to draw a foul. Well, now we live in a game where they review fouls.
Yeah.
So they take that, they look at it, and you see he missed a shot and then decided to just dive backwards.
Yeah, so then they give him a foul for flopping.
So then they don't call the foul.
Or they just won't call it.
They just won't call the foul. They take it away. It's a waste of everybody's time. I understand why he flopped.
Sure, to try to draw it.
It's what they do, but I hate that exists.
I do too. The flopping thing has always been something that I thought was pretty soft. I mean, no, thank God we talked about flopping. This brings it back to where I said something good about LeBron earlier, and it's been eating at my soul. So
LaFlop.
yeah. So LaFlop James though.
Wait, what was it that Brandon Graham of the Pelicans called him? LeBrick.
Yeah, LeBrick.
When he missed that shot, he yelled LeBrick.
Yeah, LeBrick. Oh, that's good, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Or whenever Tatum took him to the house and dunked on him.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum just stared him down.
Yeah. Like,
They're
here's the
they're
deal,
testing
man.
Braun now.
I know. I'm like, okay, look, listen here, old dog. The young pups have come into their own, and they're thinking about eating you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to either really buckle down and play like a king.
Yeah, by the way, that was the team that they were playing. Now that I think about it, it was the Bulls and the Celtics. Whenever they just housed them, they were never in that game. Not from the tip off. The Bulls were never in that game.
Yeah, that seems to be a not so uncommon story for the Chicago Bulls. Now this year's been a little different. It's
been an incredible year. It's a great year. By no means is a bad year.
No.
Look at last year. I mean, look at us. We've been Bulls fans for our whole lives.
Yeah.
So we've been through some low lows with this
Yeah.
team. It's a great season. I don't think this will be their year to win just because there's too many flaws.
Yeah.
But look out for them next year. And I hope they make some off-season changes with some of their role players.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is. I like the guys that they have on the team, but it's not getting it done.
Yeah.
Like, I like Derrick Jones Jr. I don't want to see Derrick Jones Jr. go, but I don't think that's working.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
I like Javonte Green, but if Javonte Green can get you something through a trade,
Yeah, you should get rid of him.
that, because there's elements that you keep and there's elements that aren't working. I'm not saying blow the team up by any means. It's just I think there's some changes that have to be made. Otherwise, you can't just say Lonzo Ball coming back next year.
Yeah, it's going to be the change, because it's not. I mean, like, okay, you had a three-headed scoring monster at the beginning of the year with Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and DeMar DeRozan, right? Then you had Alex Caruso coming off the bench, just wreaking havoc on the entire game.
Yeah,
like he was stealing the ball from LaVine. It was crazy. But I'm just saying, he came in and he really messed things up for anyone we played against. You know, I mean, you had that dynamic that it could be.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the year,
and then
like everyone got unhealthy.
Yeah,
and as soon as that happened, you know who we can blame for that? We can blame Grayson Allen. Okay, I feel like it's necessary that we all say Grayson Allen.
He's been thrown to the ground twice since they've played.
Yeah,
him. So do you think they've got their payback yet?
Yeah, no, because
not until he gets injured too.
Not until his wrist is broken. Like we don't have to keep throwing him on the ground. Just somebody take a baseball bat, smack him in the arm, he'll be done.
The last game they played before this most recent one, DJ Jr. threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
Said it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah,
and
no, did you watch that, though? It was clearly a retaliation.
And then this last game with Vooch wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, I was like, Vooch, you're not a good actor either. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm actually
I appreciate it.
Exactly. I remember basketball whenever you had enforcers in back. When you had Dennis Rodman, who would, like, if you did something cross to Michael Jordan, to Scottie Pippen, to Ron Harper, to Tony, to any of them, there's a good chance Dennis Rodman was going to cheap shot you in the back and push you off into the stands.
Or do that to you, because you got to remember, we also had Bad Boys Pistons, at least whenever we were kids.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When we had the Bad Boys Pistons, and Dennis was a Piston.
Push us around.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I'm going to beat up Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
They're like, what? You mean you're going to play harder than him? He's like, no, I'm literally going to beat him up.
He never beat up Mike. He beat the hell out of Scotty.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah. But I will say that in the documentary that we keep always referencing, Last Dance, does point out the fact that they did come around. They did eventually get tougher and not take that abuse, and they fought back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're saying now is, like, this game has gotten so soft you can't fight back. The Bulls aren't fighting back. There's no fight. They fall behind, and then it's like they give up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with that, but there's got to be a change with that, and I think that's where the chemistry needs to be shaken up.
Yeah.
And it's got to be those role players.
Yeah, because right now I don't think you can get rid of any stars. I just don't think you can.
No, Balls hasn't been healthy, hasn't had a fair shot. You got to see him running your point.
And
Caruso's been. You can't get rid.
Yeah, you can't get rid of Caruso. You can't get rid of Ball because
you can't get rid of DeMar LaVine.
You can't get rid or Vooch. Exactly, those five right there. What are you going to get rid of? Your rookie of the year? You're going to get rid of DeSumo?
Yeah, the diamond in the rough that people like. Whoa, where'd this guy come from?
Yeah, exactly. You can't get rid of DeSumo. You can't get rid of the other five. So what do? I mean, you got Kobe for another year, so. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta free up some money, I think you got to cut Derrick Jones Jr. loose.
I think you got to trade Kobe.
You think trade Kobe?
I think you trade Kobe.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I just
He's not progressed. He was drafted to be a point guard. He never progressed to being a point guard. We saw that early, and there is something there to him as a shooter. Like there's something there. I just think that he's a part that you can trade and get value.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, I was about to say, but you can't get rid of him. But through a trade. I was thinking because he has another year in his contract, but through a trade, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been one that was like, this guy is our future. You got to keep.
Oh, I thought so.
You got to keep Levine. You got to keep White. You build around that.
Yeah. Well, but once they brought Ball and Caruso,
the game changed. Yeah, they changed everything. And Dosumo's development, that's already 2-point guards right there.
Yeah, I would say because Dosumu is better than Kobe White.
And you also have Caruso, who plays a shooting guard, point guard hybrid position.
He plays a shooting guard, point guard, small forward, power forward.
Yeah, he plays
position,
what you need him for. So he's in that mix with Levine and DeRozan.
He's also been taking over for Billy Donovan from time to time.
So I don't know what you do here. Is Tristan Thompson an element that you move? I mean, you just got him, but
to me, yeah. I mean, I would be like, let's trade Kobe to get something out of it. Let's get rid of Tristan Thompson. I would say all of your role players
at the trade deadline. There was a lot of Bulls fans that were screaming, "Trade Vooch, trade Vooch."
Yeah,
we'll get something.
But I don't know why.
I don't know why because
I think we get more out of him by keeping him.
Yeah, the Bulls win when Vooch plays well. If anything, try to get some consistency out of him because whenever he plays like a big guy that he is, then everything else flows through him. You get him his 5 touches, his 5 shots a quarter, where he shot the ball at least 20 times at the end of the game, you're probably looking good. If he doesn't get that many touches and doesn't shoot that much, then that means you're shooting too many perimeter shots, or DeMar and Levine are trying to do too much, and that's where your problem lies. So that's just me on the outside analyzing it, but I don't think you get rid of Vooch. I think you keep him and you work around that. So I'm hopeful for the future. Plus, you have all these people that are giants in the East that'll just bang the hell out of you. Yeah. So I think you keep him and you let White and those other parts go.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. All right, well, I tell you what, let's kind of shift gears off of basketball. Just real briefly, Arkansas baseball is back, baby, and it's cooking again. My wife's cousin, through marriage, but my wife's stepmother is the aunt of the infamous Connor Nolan. So my wife's cousin is Connor Nolan, and yesterday, my goodness, what a game he had. I'm talking burning them down all day long. Looked great. It's a fantastic game. He played well into, he played through the 7th inning, and then Zeb Vermillion comes in the 8th and finishes everything up. It was a 8-0 win for the Razorbacks to open their series against Florida. So they play again this evening, and I'm ready for that. That'll be good. By the time you're hearing this, Arkansas will have won the series 2-3. I say that because we're notorious for losing tonight's game, and so that could happen. Jackson Wiggins will be on the mound tomorrow, so we should have a good shot. I don't know who's going to start tonight.
So the Dave Van Horn's just doing Dave Van Horn things, and
DVH is just out there being DVH. Oh, I do too. It's Hagen Smith. Hagen Smith is going to be starting on the mound today, so throw some heat, buddy. We need it. I say that as if we're a scrub team. We're the number 2 team in the nation again, which is pretty normal for us to be around the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've been as low as 8 in the past few years, but not everyone's perfect. So we got to stay in the top 10. Here's the deal with Razorback baseball. We're stuck in purgatory. I kind of feel like the Ricky Bobby speech. I'm saying, well, here's the deal. We're the best there is. Okay, we wake up in the morning, piss excellence. We do all this, but we're not winning at the end of the season, right? When we get to the later part, once we start getting to June, the end, or at least mid-May, we start seeing ourselves, Omahogs. Yep, we're going, and we go, but we're not going to make it very far. And I can't stand that. We went to the World Series, 4 years ago now, with the infamous Carson Shaddy call-off that lost us the series, which he's playing for the Orioles now, so good work, Carson. Whatever. Not that I'm bitter. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I can't even say that this is our year because we've just been stuck in purgatory. Like, we can win. We can be the best there is all year long, but are we going to win at the end when it really counts? Are we going to be
Got to bring that championship here because you do everything else, but if you don't have that ring,
Yeah,
Don't
that's
mean
right.
a thing without that ring.
Yeah, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got a ring. All right. Just
I
ask Tom
speak-
Brady. His
Yeah.
idiot self is coming back to get another
I
one.
was going to say, speaking of baseball, the baseball season has started with a
Baseball
whimper.
season officially started. That's awesome.
I just got a notification that the Red Sox and the Yankees game has started.
Yeah, so I'm ready for Sunday night baseball because the third game of the series will be on ESPN prime time for the Boston Red Sox versus the New York Yankees. I'm hoping we reinstate the curse of the Great Bambino because
And they never win anything ever again.
Yeah, and they never win anything ever again. Why do I have that sense of hatred? Why do I have that towards Boston? Because I'm a Yankees fan. That's why. No, that's the end of the story. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's the same reason I hate the Philadelphia Eagles because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. It is what it is. I don't like the Washington silly nannies either. What's their mascot now? It's I don't know.
I don't know.
The Washington DC
Commanders, right?
the silly nannies. Yeah. So the
I
Washington
was like,
State.
I almost said Sentinels. I'm like, no,
That's on the replacements.
Those are the replacements. It would have been a better name.
It would have been the Washington Sentinel. So baseball season underway. It's too early to tell on that. But what I can say is this. Don't get too caught up in all that nonsense, man. Just sit back and enjoy a game, man.
Yeah, just enjoy
Relax on a Sunday
I don't
afternoon,
think enough
Daddy.
people appreciate the pastime that baseball can be.
Yeah.
Like they get bored with the balls and the strikes.
Sure,
and the
yeah.
length of the game. It's 3 hours. Feels like you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
But if you sit back and you really enjoy the beauty that is a baseball game,
Yeah.
you should try it sometime.
Yeah,
It's
man.
incredible. Especially if the end of the game when it's close.
Yeah.
The excitement that there can be where every pitch is so vital.
Yeah.
Give it a chance, man. It's not
Oh,
as
yeah.
boring as you think. But some people say the same thing about golf. And, I mean, I haven't watched the Masters, but I know that it's going on right now. And it's important, and I know that there's somebody who's made some type of a comeback or something.
Oh, you're talking about everyone's favorite, Tiger Woods. So Tiger has been a beloved sports figure for most of America for 20 some odd years
For
now.
a while, since 1997, I think.
Yeah,
is his
exactly.
break.
He really came onto the pro circuit in the late 90s and, boy, made a splash. I mean, seriously, was sponsored by Nike almost immediately, was just
They
really
created
started
their own brand.
Yeah, exactly. Tiger Woods has his own Nike line of golf apparel, of balls.
And it was the premier and the elite equipment, and
Yeah.
everything about it was the best.
I
And
bet say, I mean, but whenever you think Tiger Woods, yeah, of course you think golf, but you think Nike, you think Buick, you think about all these things. That at least you did. Whoops. So
you think nannies.
yeah, now you think about the nanny, and not the ones from Washington, not the silly nannies. We're talking about the au pair. Okay, so obviously Tiger had his scandal.
Yeah, and
And-
he fell so hard from grace pretty quickly, which
But here's the deal. Here's why I don't agree with that. Okay. Now, to a certain extent, I do because I understand you're in the public eye.
Marketability.
Marketability, exactly. You are the Michael Jordan of golf.
Yeah.
Okay. You are the wholesome,
squeaky clean. This is
be like Mike. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So if you're the golf version of that, to be like Tiger, you know.
those temper tantrums he used to throw.
yeah, where he broke
broke
his
God, he's so entitled.
so anyway, he fell from grace with his scandal,
Yeah.
right? He starts to kind of make somewhat of a comeback, but nobody's forgiven this cat. Like it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? Then, this sounds so messed up. I'm going to reword that. Lemonade was made, okay? Life gave Tiger lemons, and I don't think he did anything, but somehow there was lemonade, okay? So he has this terrible car accident, right? And he like breaks his back or something. Like it was a big deal.
It was a pretty massive, and I think there's drinking or something involved.
Sure,
as well.
yeah. I don't even know if he actually got seriously injured,
Yeah,
but
I do.
but either way, this happens. Tiger Woods drops off the face of the earth. We're like, no, well, that's the end of the Tiger era.
Well, actually, if you recall, he had the scandal,
Right.
and then his performance on the course
Yeah.
dramatically
Oh,
declined,
yeah.
and he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
not winning, and he was struggling.
Yeah.
And people were like, so you get what you get. You deserve what you get, you cheater.
yeah.
And then,
you cheater. I'm like,
and
this is my
then-
private business. Y'all
and
stay
then
out of it.
This is what America loves, the comeback.
Yeah.
He started, getting out of the media spotlight and worked his butt
that's
till
right.
he won. He won. He
Yeah.
won again.
Yeah,
And
he started
people
winning.
jumped back on that
Oh,
bandwagon.
but quick though.
Quickly,
That's
yeah.
what I was about to say.
And
That's what's so remarkable about
And
it.
then he had an accident that completely
Right.
derailed all of that progress to where
You're right.
we didn't know if he was going to make it because I think he got life flighted. It
Yeah,
was so
I'm
severe.
pretty sure it was a pretty serious thing.
So he's made the comeback, and here he is participating in the Masters again.
Yeah, and doing well.
But what a wild trip it has been.
Yeah, it just goes to tell you, no matter how wholesome they are, they might still stoop the nanny. We don't know. But all I'm saying, what I was getting at with that is I understand he's kind of a role model figure.
Yeah.
He was very wholesome, and that's the way he was being marketed. But, like, that was his personal life.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with people airing out personal life in the media. And I understand whenever you live in the spotlight, it comes with the
Well, it
territory.
was so wild and dramatic with her
Well,
chasing him
yeah,
with the golf club.
Yeah, her trying to beat him with a golf club, dragging him out. Get out to the car. You remember the South Park thing? That was hilarious. Get out to the car. Calling him all kinds of terrible things. But I don't know. Tiger's made a comeback, and for his sake, great, man. Great job. I'm glad that this is working out. I'm glad that you're able to come back to where whenever you do decide that you're done, you can leave on a high note. Yeah. And I think that that's awesome. Tiger's comeback has overshadowed a few things. Like when the hippo and his tiny cub. Do hippos have cubs? Or they just have babies? Whatever. Little baby hippo. In other words, John
pups?
Daly and his son, they did that father-son tournament, Tiger and his son.
Oh, yeah,
Or
yeah.
Tiger and his kid,
because Tiger's son's,
Yeah.
was on the come up.
Yeah, exactly. Tiger's son's on the come up. John's son's on the come up, and they played this tournament. John and his son, of course, won the tournament, and Tiger is making a comeback. And I was like, yeah, but John won. He's like, Tiger Woods. Can you believe it? I was like, I understand, and I'm happy for this dude, but like, he didn't win. Like, let's talk about who won. He's like, Tiger Woods won our hearts. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he did. He did win my heart.
I think what you're finding is it goes back to that ugly thing we talked about in our previous show. It's the media is kind of going to decide what they want to focus on.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what it is.
And you're not going to be able to get around it because that's what the talking point's going to be.
Right.
And they're going to just talk over you.
That's right. So it is what it is. So that's golf news. That's baseball. That's basketball. Football is a thing that will start up again in a few months, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. What about curling? Are we into curling?
It's on Peacock Network.
I get
notifications about it every
day.
day.
Let me tell you something. I decided to watch curling on the Olympic Network, okay? Yeah. Bro, this is something I could represent. Right? I could represent our country as a curler. That is such a dad sport. It's like a more expensive hobby than cornhole, but it is equally as dad. Okay, that sport is so dad, it comes home on lunch to play Goldeneye. Okay, that's a dad sport.
Ice skating, shuffleboard with brooms.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just throw this weight.
You don't throw it, you just glide.
Yeah, glide. I don't know what the scrubbers are doing in front of them, but
it's supposed to be stopping it, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's one that smooths and there's one that actually scratches.
Yeah,
like
they find the groove. That way, it follows that groove and it guides it to where you want it to go. And then the other one's trying to stop it so it doesn't continue momentum to carry it past where you want it.
Yeah,
but to do that at such a high level is remarkable.
Hey, it is,
and
man.
It's addictive to watch. I don't know
why. That's what I'm finally getting at. Is like I know what you're thinking. You're thinking curling. Why would I sit and watch that? It's so boring. Because if you sit and watch it, you won't change your mind. You also won't change the channel.
Yeah,
you can't. I don't know what happened.
Even if you're sitting there mocking how ridiculous it is,
then you realize that it's been on for 2.5 hours. You're like, anybody can do this. And you're like, how long have I been watching this? It's like, it's 3 a.m. What am I doing? I got to go to bed. I got work in the morning. I'm like, if he can get this, got it. So I don't know. Anyway,
knock those Canadians down a peg.
Yeah, that's right. Canadians are probably like, if you can knock us down a peg, that's a great job on your part, eh? And I'm like, quit being so nice to me. I don't know if you know this. Canadians are the nicest people on the planet. It's true.
Oh, they're incredibly talented. I mean, not to sound like I'm generalizing, but I've noticed that there's so many people.
I think that's a generalization that Canadians are like, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's so many people that it's like, Canada's just like, so much talent, man.
Yeah.
It's for such a small country, really.
Hey.
Huge landmass, but as far as population.
It's not like there's a lot of frozen, barren wasteland in the north.
Oh, look, he's back.
in the frozen wasteland. Anyway, we won't get into that. Do we got anything else you want to add?
I think we're good, brother.
Okay. Well, I think we're in good shape to go ahead and wrap this up on a little bit of garbage time sports. If you are a sports fan, you know what garbage time is, so I am not going to explain that to you. But if you like this sports show, man, go ahead and like maybe send us a letter saying, hey, you know, we like this. This is good. Keep it going. If you're like not feeling it at all, then just be like, hey, we're not feeling it. We're not going to listen. We're going to keep making the show anyway. So what?
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Yeah. So there's that.
We have these discussions anyway. We're just recording them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's essentially all this is. This is us recording us
What we talk about.
talking. That's it. Yeah. I wish it was deeper than that. These are just the conversations we were going to have either way. So, from BT and from myself, we'd like to bid you good night and enjoy the 7th inning stretch. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.